for tuning in to the Hot Take Podcast, the official podcast of Cosumnes River College Athletics, brought to you by the CRC Student Athlete Advisory Committee. My name is John Wong, Sports Information Director with Cosumnes River College Athletics, and I will be your off-camera host. For those who don't know, from September 15th to October 15th, we celebrate and acknowledge Hispanic Heritage Month. We are proud to recognize and honor the diverse group of athletes who make up our Hawk family. To help celebrate, we've invited some of our athletes to share a little about themselves, which I will let them go around and introduce themselves.
My name is Daniela Campos. I'm a freshman here at CRC, and I play basketball.
My name is Benny Ambriz. I'm also a freshman here at CRC, and I play basketball.
Well, thank you guys for joining me today. Can you guys speak a little bit about how playing basketball, it's such a African-American, white dominant sport. How do you guys see Hispanic representation in a sport such as that?
Me personally, when I'm playing, I feel very empowered to be a Latina playing basketball just because there isn't many out there. Somebody who I looked up to a lot was Juan Toscano. He played for the G League for the Warriors in Santa Cruz. I saw him. And I've been following him ever since. He played for the Warriors right after that, and then the Kings.
For me personally, I also feel like I grew very empowered. I just feel like being on the court and being able to represent not only my family, myself, but like where I come from, it feels great. And growing up, I always looked up to this person. His name is Isel Silva. He played at Jesuit High School, and he went to Stanford, but being like just in the Sacramento area, he's a Mexican athlete, and he was just great to watch. I don't know where he's at now, but he's just a great athlete, and it was really cool seeing that growing up because I wanted to be kind of like him, you know?
What values do you see kind of being instilled in you and how you kind of hold yourself when you play your sport?
Probably hard work. Growing up, my mom always told me this. She always said the saying, "Ponte las pilas."
I was gonna say the same thing. My dad told me the same thing.
Yeah, they would always tell me that, and then like the days I felt like not giving up, but like I really have to go to practice right now. Like I would just think of my parents saying "Ponte las pilas, ponte las pilas," so it kind of put me in that headspace of like nothing's gonna really be handed to you. You need to work for what you want.
And I totally agree with that. Like, because nothing really is handed to you in life, in sports, anything. And just coming from a family just not so fortunate, it's definitely the truth. Ponte las pilas is something my dad told me all the time. Good game, bad game, mostly bad games, but I mean, regardless, I mean, it's just something, hard work is for sure like the number one thing, and I couldn't agree more with that.
Yeah. That was my senior quote, by the way. Yeah.
What?
Ponte las pilas.
It's a good quote.
I have a lot of people looking up to me. I have 4 younger siblings, and they also play basketball and soccer, so I also coached for a while, so I had a lot of little Latina girls be like, "Oh my God, you're so cool, this, that, and the third." So it's not pressure, but it definitely pushes me to work harder. I have people looking up to me, so.
I couldn't agree more. It definitely pushes me to work harder as well. Like, I'm yet to play here, but when I do, I just know that I'm going to carry myself with a lot of pride because not only do I see myself as, I'm not going to say different because, I mean, everyone's different, of course, but there's very few like Hispanic basketball players, not only in the world, but just in general. But, yeah, I mean, there's definitely, I have a younger brother and he also plays as well. He's getting to be pretty good, and I'm really excited to see how he ends up being. And that's just something that I feel like you don't see often. Like if you see siblings or family members that play sport, especially in basketball, not usually Hispanic. So, like not only for myself, but the people that look up to me, like my younger brother or just any one of my family members, it's just, I take a lot of pride in that.
Because a lot of us migrated here, right?
Yeah.
So we worked very hard for what we had. My parents always instilled that into me. Like you need to work.
Of course, yeah.
So that's something I carry into everything, school, basketball, work, everything. So definitely my mindset, like the morals and everything has shaped my mindset.
You're definitely able to word it better than me because that's what I was trying to say as well. Like just seeing just people around me, especially, I'm not like saying in a negative way as well, but on my team, like I do things a lot differently just based off how I grew up, you know? And I feel like you can agree that like Latino culture, like Hispanics are very disciplined and like they have a lot of structure. Yeah. So that's just kind of how I've always been. I've never been just like go with the flow. I always want to have like a plan. So
Yeah, like I'm not saying it in a negative way at all.
Yeah.
Like my teammates are great, love them, but it's just like the mindset is different, and it's just a cultural thing.
For sure. And one more thing was, like, how would you say, this is like not completely related to the topic, but how was like the transition from college basketball to high school basketball?
It was definitely a lot quicker. Like college basketball was a lot quicker. Obviously, I was expected.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you played AAU.
Of course.
But it's basically like the speed of you getting blown out by a really fast team.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I agree.
that's the speed I can compare it to. It's very fast, a lot more physical, which I like that. Refs are still questionable, but it's okay.
Yeah, I asked that because I don't know if you haven't played yet here, correct? You're a freshman, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so me too. So yeah, it's definitely been a huge transition. It's
Yeah.
different. It's just a lot faster. I think like on the team, because in high school you'd have like those players or teams that aren't very good.
Yeah.
And you kind of understand that, like, okay, we can kind of use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
But here everyone's good.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I just want to see how you felt about that.
Yeah, I feel like the levels are now matched, so it's like now who wants it more.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, like where the culture comes in, like the pushing.
Exactly, and that's in our favor, of course. Cause
Yeah.
we're always gonna work hard.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what actually really common within like freshmen. You know, they come in being the best player on their team in high
Yeah.
school, and now you come into a college setting, and now everybody was that best player.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so it's like trying to find that role on how you're going to fit into a team. You know, it's something that's really hard on a lot of freshmen, and a lot of freshmen struggle to deal with that. But you know, keeping those core values of like we're always working hard. You know, I'm always going to put my best foot forward. I think that's also really important to kind of like withhold or instill in yourself.
Yeah.
Can you guys kind of elaborate a little bit more about that? Like, how has like your culture kind of influenced the way you perceive your own sport?
I'm gonna go ahead. For me, I think just being patient and just kind of understanding like the work, it'll speak for itself. Because for my family, my parents, they're not like super loud or outgoing. Like they're always gonna support me, but the things they do, it's just backed up by the work, and you'll see it. And I think you can say that for any sport, but specifically for us, for basketball, it's just like transitioning from high school to college. Finding that role is it's definitely tough, because I mean at my high school I was kind of able to shoot what I wanted. I was like, all right, you can have whatever you. I was their guy.
You had the green light.
I had the green light, and then coming here, it's like, of course the coaches trust me, but I have to show them something as well. So,
You're constantly having to kind of keep proving yourself.
Yeah, and that's something different. And I mean, I'm actually super grateful for that, because I know that in the long run, I could be struggling now, but I think I'll be end up okay.
Yeah, I think definitely trusting the process. I won't lie, like my first couple of practices, it shook me up. I was like, wait a second, like calm down. But I'm adjusting. I'm definitely still adjusting. I mean, my high school team, I was used to scoring, averaging 18, and now I'm over here and it's like not that at all. But I'm adjusting for sure. I think like my grandparents, when they moved here to America, they started with nothing. And I'm not saying I started with anything. I obviously have some type of skill, you know. But I'm down here and I'm moving my way up just like they did. So
Yeah, and it's always, it feels good. I'm sure they feel good as well, seeing their children just do more. I mean, that's what every generation wants, I guess, is want their kids to do more than they did. So I'm sure they're happy about that.
Yeah, I agree.
You mentioned how your family perceives basketball.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So one thing, I don't know about you, but for me, growing up, I kind of started playing. I don't know when you started playing. I started playing when I was around like 8 or 9. And my dad was always a big soccer guy. So, I mean, he wanted me to play soccer. And I ended up trying it, not liking it. And when I started playing basketball, it was just like, I mean, they're supportive. But he's always going to be like, feel some type of way, you know? He wants his son to play soccer. Going through the years, I've seen like my dad specifically. My mom's always going to be supportive. She wasn't really a sports person in general, but he's kind of adapted to the culture of basketball, especially now that my little brother also plays. He's going to have to be, you know. And he loves it now, and I just love seeing that because for us, I mean, it's most common for Hispanic males. I don't know about females to play soccer.
Yeah.
So I mean, kind of like just breaking the norm, not in a sense, you know. So they were supportive. I mean, at first it was questionable because like it was very random.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but how do you feel about that?
I also played soccer first, and I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I thought about continuing, but then I touched the basketball, and I was like, this is my thing. My mom was always very supportive. Comes to every game. She would drive me to far practices. She was my right hand for sure. My dad, on the other hand, he's very old school Mexican. Had the mentality of like, no sports, you need to work.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wow.
it was different. He adjusted to it, though. He's coming around to it. He's been to a couple games. So it was definitely... My siblings are lucky that I broke that for them. But it was definitely different. He definitely didn't see... He's just very old school. I don't know how else to put it. He's very old school. My grandma is very, very old. She's from the 40s, so she's got that mentality. She was the youngest of 10 kids. So her mom was very, very old. Also, she has that old school mentality as well.
For sure.
Handed that down to my dad, and now he's trying to hand it to us, but it's not really working. So.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not gonna work. I mean.
Yeah.
That's all right too. I have a question for you. How is your parents like adjusting, I guess, to like the language? Like, what's their like? Is it like a language barrier for your parents?
No.
No, they speak
they were
pretty
born
well.
here. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they were born here. My dad was born here and then moved to Mexico when he was like 1 or 2. Lived there for a lot of his life and then moved back here when he was in like 3rd or 4th grade, I think. So he had to relearn English.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
But my mom was born here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, my parents, my dad was born in Michoacan, and
Okay.
I was born in Mexico City.
Okay.
So they did meet in the United States, but originally they were born in Mexico, and English is not their first language, and sometimes they struggle with that. Especially, I mean, because English is my first language. I picked up Spanish growing up, and they just have a hard time sometimes adjusting to the culture. Still, I mean, even with like social media and stuff, they don't like understanding everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Opposite for me though. I learned Spanish first. I didn't learn English till I was like 4.
Really?
So I was like in kindergarten looking white, because I looked pretty white, with an accent. Everyone was very confused.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like learning Spanish second, it's definitely tough because a lot of my family members, they also were born in Mexico, and they came over here, and they kind of expected for you to speak Spanish fluently.
Yeah.
And I try my best. And it's okay, but there's times where I can mess up, and I just feel like I have a way about how I speak Spanish, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely appreciate it, though. It's very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of taking your question, riffing on that, you have the obvious, like, language barrier.
Yeah.
What about the cultural barriers? Has there been, obviously your parents wanted you to play soccer, your parent wanted you to work. Like, has there been any adjustment? Have you seen any adjustments on, like, your parents seeing you and adjusting to you playing basketball over a sport or working?
They're supportive. I wouldn't say they're not supportive. It was definitely a big thing for my dad to wrap around his head. I said that wrong. To wrap his head around? Yeah. It was definitely a big thing for my dad to wrap his head around. But he adjusted to it. He's supportive now. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Same. I mean, they have to. I mean, they're not gonna be like, oh, I'm 18 years old, and I can be like, I don't want you to play basketball. They can't really say that to me, you know. But they fully adjust. My parents, they love coming to games when they can. My mom, last year, me and my brother were able to play on the same team together in high school, and she thought that was a great thing. I mean, she came to every single game. Like, we played a tournament out in Hawaii, and she even made it out there. So, I mean, they've definitely come around to it.
Yeah. My mom very much so as well. She coaches now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She, fell in love with it after I did. She coaches now, AAU. She coached my little sister, and then her and I coached a team together, which was pretty cool, too.
That's pretty
So I
cool.
got to be the assistant with her, but yeah.
Yeah, that's also a big thing. It's just like family ties. I mean, you coach your sister with your mom. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And like myself playing with my little brother, just like family is a big thing for Hispanics in general. So
100%.
Kind of just like a wrap up. Is there anything you wish you could see in regards to kind of more representation for Hispanics in basketball?
it's a tough question.
Yeah.
So more so like I'm glad I'm seeing, because I'm sure people in the past were saying that like I wish I could see this, but I've seen a lot of like Instagram pages. Like there's this Instagram page called Hispanic Hoops Culture, I think, and they post just a lot of Latino just basketball players, their highlights, just getting them out, getting their names out, and just seeing that is just like it feels great, because like I mean the representation is not always there. Hasn't been that many players Mexican, or I would just say Latino in general, that are in the NBA or per se like just playing professionally, that are well known. So I'm just glad that now with social media we're able to push not only just like players in general, but just like Hispanic players. That's pretty cool. So I'm just really happy to see that.
Yeah, you definitely took the words out of my mouth. I think social media has a big play in how cultural representation is being pushed out.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of it being pushed out on social media, which is like a big part of everything today. Like everything's on social media. Everyone's on social media. Like an example of that would be Juan Toscano. He's just good people. I like what he's doing with his platform. Like he does these events to help his community, which I appreciate. He had this like back to school one where he had these he had these people do free haircuts. He had
really?
backpacks. He had free food. It was him and Gary Payton, so it was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then he had another one. It was like a Mother's Day one where like it was for single moms only, because he had a single mom. So the moms would bring their kid. He'd do a basketball clinic with them.
Yeah.
And he'd bring like trainers and other people, and then the moms would go have a brunch, which was pretty cool.
That's great.
He's just good people. Like when I posted my commitment, he replied to it actually,
Wow.
because he follows me on social media.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he said like, "Oh, congrats, so proud of you." And I said, "Oh, thank you. Like you've been a major part of my inspiration. This, that, and the third." And then he was like, "Okay, cool. Take that, and now it's your turn." I was like, "Whoa, okay."
That must be great hearing from someone who's...
Yeah, like it definitely. I took a step back. I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah. And not only the platform, that's people with platforms like that should be doing things like that. That's
Yeah.
great to hear. I remember when the Warriors won the championship, I made maybe like 3 years ago, and he was a part of that team. And man, like for Latinos, like it was like my parents, they thought they were treating him like he was one of like their kids. Like they were so proud of him, like they knew him.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it feels, you know. It's just like that tight knit, like you feel like you know them even though you don't.
Yeah, I feel
Even though you do actually, which is pretty cool, but like in some way you're like, wow, like, he's one of us, you know.
Yeah. It's definitely like our culture is very community based. We're all very like.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So actually I went to the championship parade that
Me
year.
too.
That was, and I got to see him pretty closely. It was pretty cool actually.
Yeah, it was dope.
Thanks for listening to the Hot Take Podcast, the official podcast of Cosumnes River College Athletics, brought to you by the CRC Student Athlete Advisory Committee. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify, YouTube, and our other social media platforms. Be sure to follow us on social media at CRC Hawks and at CRC SAC for more updates. Talons up!